What up? What up, homie?
What's good, man? How you doing?
Chilling, man. Thank you for taking the time to chop it up.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. Glad to be
Absolutely,
here.
absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I like that old Bay painting in the background.
Yeah,
Very
yeah, it's cool,
fresh,
right?
very fresh. Yo, yeah, yeah. Seriously, man. I appreciate it. Shout out El Nino for kind of connecting the dots with this one. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I definitely wanted to get you on the low theory to understand, your journey from, how you started to where you're at now. And,
Mhm.
just ask you a couple questions about B-boying, man. Things that people might not know about you. Get a little bit more personal, get a little bit more insightful, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. That
Word.
sounds good,
So,
man.
so word. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So, let me do a quick introduction because your resume is pretty crazy, bro. With
Thanks, man.
over 100 titles won, right? Over 100 titles won. You've been b-boying for over 25 years, no?
Yeah,
Um, what are the crews you're down with? Renegade, right?
yeah. Renegade,
Squadron. Who else?
Red Bull BC1 All Stars,
Okay,
and
okay, okay.
and I had my own little like hits, like basically like people that I felt were like on some like let's go smoke everybody mode, which was Break Disciples.
Oh, word. Okay, who's part of that?
Yeah, it was Kid David, me, Speedy, Kevo, and Keebs.
Okay, 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 okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So let's take it back a little bit. I did my research.
Hmm.
You were born in Mexico,
Yeah.
and then you came to the States, right? Now, when did you come to the States? At what age?
I was 6 years old. I came in October of '88.
88. Okay, okay, dope.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question: like, were you hip to b-boying in Mexico when you were a kid, or did you not catch on till you got to the States?
Now, I seen it as a kid there, but it was, when you're a little kid, you don't have that clear memory. But I knew when I saw it again in the States in 94.
Okay,
That's what I knew of it, but I couldn't tell you that I was like super clear on it. So I knew that it was something, and there
right.
was something to it that I really liked. But I can't tell you that I was like super aware of what it was. I just knew that I had seen it before, and I
Yeah.
couldn't pinpoint from where till I saw it again in seventh grade.
Okay, okay. So in seventh grade, when you came over here, you were like, "Yo, this is crazy. I need to get down with this."
Yeah.
Now, my question, is um, being that you came from Mexico to the States and you wanted to be boy, were there
Mhm.
any roadblocks, being an immigrant Hispanic to jump in this culture? Because b-boying is global, but did you recognize any roadblocks early on?
Not really. I mean, it was just, competitive roadblocks, really. It was just more like cats that were our rival crews or whatever that were kind of anti you because back in those days, definitely the rivalries were more intense. But honestly, no, because at the time when I started, a lot of the kids that were doing this dance where I came from were all Latinos. They were all Mexican kids from the neighborhood or
Word.
older Mexicanos that were, or
Yeah.
Chicanos, born here, second generation
Hmm.
Mexicans born here, So it was and they looked just like me, dressed like me. So it was weird because subconsciously you don't realize that you connect to the people that resemble you most of the time, right? So it was kind of like I seen these
Mm,
kids doing it, and I was like, damn, I feel like I know them, and they were
right.
dope at what they were doing. So for me, I just connected with it right away. And obviously, as you go deeper into the dance, you learn where it came from, its history, and you realize that it's like, damn, this culture really gave me a voice in this dance, really adopted me and gave me an avenue to become somebody. So it was just subconscious in a way with the way that I connected with it and the people that did it.
For
And also it
sure.
was a way out of there was a lot of kids that were my age and were getting in trouble. And at that time it was heavy influenced by like films like American Me and Blood In Blood Out. So cats were trying to be on that
Facts.
cholo tip. And
Because you went right, you were in Cali. You're right in
yeah,
California. I mean, that's where
yeah.
all that really like originated from anyways, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Right.
all the kids kind of getting into that. We're dressing the part, rocking flannels, Dickies, chucks with fat laces. Like it was
Damn,
common. Except
I should take my flannel off, huh?
that's the color that they would rock where I'm from, right there. Red flannels were the thing up north. So
Word, word, word.
yeah.
Word.
Definitely.
That's what's up, man. Now, being that b-boying is part of the hip hop element.
Mm-hmm.
Hypothetically speaking, right? Let's say you never got into b-boying. What
Mm-hmm.
other element you think you would have really shined at besides breaking?
Damn. I don't know, man. I liked writing for a bit. I used to like to draw a lot. I got a little bit into it as a, a few years after I started breaking, we got heavy into doing like just drawing and doing graph, but never really got up like that. But I learned the lettering and stuff like that, and
Hell
I
yeah.
could do some of it. But I think, yeah, maybe that would have been something if breaking wasn't it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't even think breaking would be something that I would be doing this far in. I mean, with the resources I had, I feel like my way out was either sports or, he's getting caught up in dumb stuff, like, or getting
Right. What
getting
what
caught up in the
what
environment.
what sports did you play coming up?
Well, I ran track actually. Like the only thing that I really played that I actually like got to be a part of and run with the team was track. My brother was a track runner and he was like a
Okay.
track star where I grew up. He set a bunch of records in the community we grew up in.
Oh wow.
He got a scholarship. He got sponsored by Adidas and everything. So
Oh wow.
yeah, he did a lot. He was like the example of what you can achieve as an immigrant kid, So he has a master's degree now. He got a full on education. Like
Dude,
he
salute to
really,
your brother.
yeah. So he was really an example of an inspiration for me to do something with myself. And first it was track, and I did that. But I love playing American football. I love playing basketball. You know, just
For
picked it
sure.
up, playing it out in the parks.
For sure. For sure. Now you're a master b-boy. Crazy. That's dope though
That's
about your
fast.
brother, man. Now let's switch gears a little bit, man. Let's talk about battling
Yeah.
specifically because that's your lane. This is your bread and butter right here. Like
Mhm.
I said earlier, with over 100 titles won, um, kind of crazy. Now I watched a few battles. I'm
Mhm.
homies. I'm homies with Omen, with El Nino.
Yeah.
I watched the battle with Focus. I watched the battle with Ronnie. I watched the battle with Little G. I had to do some digging. I'm like, yo, there's so
Yeah.
many battles, but I'm like, let me find some real good ones. Um,
Yeah.
like out of all these battles, bro, which one are you really the most proud of? I mean, I know you're probably proud of all of them, but there has to be one that you're like, that one right there, really, I can't, you know
Mm.
what I mean? You can never forget about it.
There's a few. I mean, there's the reason I say there's a few is I can't pick one because they all had different levels of importance in my career and really pushed me to reach certain levels, right? The
Right.
first one I would say that really in terms that really changed the way I saw myself as a b-boy or that I even had a chance in this game was when
Mm.
I battled Crumbs, who's a legendary
Oh,
b-boy from Style Elements. I battled him when I had just turned 17 in
whoa.
'99, and we met each other in the final battle of the night, and we went at it like mad rounds. We went into a tiebreaker, and
Where was
that
this
night
at?
really that was in San Jose at an event called Breakmania, but Zulu Gremlin threw it, and it was our way to go to Miami Prime in '99. So like if you won that battle, you would go. But I got runner up, but that gave me confidence because I battled a lot of dope cats that night that were legendary as well. And yeah, it was just a surprise and really that I lost, but it was for me, it was a confidence booster. It made me believe that I could really do this. Because before that, I had battled in a few battles, won a few small contests, but to be able to, at that time, he was considered probably the top contender in the world. He was winning everything. So to be able to be a young kid and hang with somebody of that magnitude and take him the distance, for me, that was like, damn, there's something there. So I would say that battle for sure was one of those moments that really kind of guided me in a new direction. Uh, After that, I mean, there's more, but the other one I would say is UK Champs in 2005
Mm.
in England, in London, England versus Hong Ten. It was a 5 round final battle for the title. Um, Definitely, I came in there as an underdog, with the style, my style compared to his style. He's definitely more appreciated by the masses. So I just went at it round for round with him, and I just brought something different every time. And I
Hell yeah.
edged him out and got my first like big world title. Like a massive world championship at the time, and that really catapulted me into this new international light where people got to see who RoxRite was a bit more, find out about me more, and it opened up a lot of doors on that competitive side. And then, of course, the BC One 2011. And the reason I
Right.
say that one was important is because that was at a time when people that were winning these big championships were always really young.
Mm-hmm.
I was a 29-year-old going into this world finals, and being the oldest guy in the contest, you know, there's just like the level of expectation is just like, you know,
Ah.
I'm like the last guy that they would think would win the battle because I'm 29 years old. I walk into this tournament. I had a few shitty battles before that. So just the energy in the room and the energy in the whole event, like, you know, there's a media day before the event, and on a media day, they only interviewed me one time. Like one guy had like 3 questions, and
Oh,
everybody else was
really?
like, yeah, everybody else had mad questions, interviews here, photos here, and I was just kicking back, enjoying the day, like one interview, and then I just got to chill and watch the floor, look at the floor, and just think to myself like what I had to do the next day. So for
Right.
me, it was just really it was like
Did
my Muhammad Ali versus what's his name, George
George
Foreman fight.
Foreman? Right, right, right.
That's what it
Rumble in the
felt like.
Jungle. Yeah, yeah,
That was my rumble in the jungle because it was
yeah.
at a time when it was like, oh, he's already on his way out, and then I took out the top defending champ, you know, and the
Right.
future guy that everybody was looking at as well. So and they were younger, so to be able to
Yeah.
do that at that age and to set that standard, because then, you know, from then on, people in their later 20s were winning it more and more. So it was like the
Yo,
first
that's
step to being like,
crazy.
there's no end to this. It's on us, you know.
Did you feel you know, because you didn't get that media shine, like it kind of
Mm-hmm.
fueled you a little bit more? Like, yo, these cats are doubting me right now.
Nah,
You
I
know,
think
you
just yeah. I mean, of course, I was part of it, but the buildup
yeah.
was already before that because I definitely already felt that way, and my whole
Mm,
career, in some ways, I felt that way because the style that I just decided to, well, not even decided, just the style that I developed and grew into, is a style that's really not designed to be appreciated by the masses. The eye of the
yeah.
masses is just an uneducated eye that will see me break, probably just be like, I can do that,
I
you know.
think you
But
hit
the
I think you hit it right on the nail. I think you hit it right on the nail. For those who don't really know the essence of breaking, if they
mm,
watch you, they would think that. But for
yeah,
those who are educated in this dance culture, when they see you dance and they see the technicality that you do, you know, most people who aren't aware, they just want to see, they might want to just see the power moves, you
yeah.
know, the flashy move, the head spins and the windmills. But like your moves are very, very intricate, very difficult, and you stick
Thank
to
you.
that. And you stick to
Yeah,
that, which I think is dope, man.
yeah. I mean, that's what you got to do. That's what, you know, when you do your style, it's like you got to really be about it and almost master it to the way where you got to keep elevating it and always
Yeah.
maximizing it.
Yeah, for sure. Were there any battles? Because I know you said you had some shitty ones, but were there any battles that you felt like, you know, that you got robbed?
I
You
mean,
think you could have
yeah,
won, but
yeah, that happens all the time. Last year I
yeah,
had one in October, but you know, it's all good. I mean, that's part of the process. I mean, of course, we're always going to feel like, you know, in our egos and our personalities and the competitive spirit of
mm,
breaking a battle spirit is like, yo, I got that, or I should have won that. But for me, it's more about, you know, when I was younger, definitely there was a lot, but it's more about how well you, it's almost like how much you let yourself down, right? You train so hard for something, and then you go to the battle, and then you make certain errors, maybe the day before that you go out, you don't sleep that well, or maybe
yeah,
you get to the battle and you're just not executing your game plan, and you're just off, so that falls on you, you know. So I learned that more instead, because
mm,
at the moment people can forget certain things, see certain things a certain way, and yeah, you may get robbed, but at the end of the day, I got to come back the next time and make it more clear for you, you know. So
mm,
it's just, I got to keep leveling up to the point where there's no ifs, ands, and buts. It's just like he came to win and he won,
yeah.
you know.
Do
So
you think? No, I agree with you. I agree. That's good. It kind of it fuels you. But like, do you agree that it has something to do with the judges? And this is a question that I asked Omen in step two in an
mhm,
interview I had with them. Where do you
mhm.
feel like there's certain judges who are a little bit unqualified to judge? You know what I
I
mean?
mean, yeah, it happens. Throughout all the years I've been involved in the dance, yeah, I mean, there's people that probably aren't qualified to judge, but at the end of the day, those people got put on the hot seat to make a decision. You
Mm,
chose to enter the contest. You decided to enter with those judges in it. So you took the risk, you took the shot. If you don't respect their opinion, you don't think they're certified to judge, don't enter. You know, and I mean, for myself, I've entered with as many variety of judges as I can tell you. And yeah, I mean, you know, I just try to be the best me that day as I can be, because a lot of people, they'll pick and choose their judges every time, and they'll only go to those events and enter those events with those judges. For me, I like
Oh,
the challenge of going to see like as many different judges, because it's about being ill. You know, hip hop and breaking
right.
is about being dope. And if you're a battle cat, you should be able to prove your skill set to anybody on any eye, any day. So
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
yeah,
That's true. That's true. Now,
yeah.
now, you know, you've been in this game for a while. How do you maintain that hunger? You know, that hunger that you had when you first started till now. Like, what do you do to keep that energy, that hunger, bro?
I mean, for me, it's a lot of it just has to do with being so in love with this culture and the b-boy aspect of the idea of breaking. You know, just breaking
Hmm.
itself. It's a battle dance. It's a dance about
Hmm.
creativity. It's just a dance of self-expression. So for me, it's just that, but with music. Like I love finding new songs. I love finding
Hell
songs I
yeah.
never heard before, new breaks I never heard before, and
Hmm.
just dancing to it, because that's the way that keeps me creative. It keeps pushing me to elevate myself. Um, yeah, I mean, all of that. Also, just the idea of breaking. You know, it's like I said, it's a battle dance. So for me, it's more like, do I still got it? Can I hang? Like I want to challenge myself to different levels, and like I mean, one quote I always heard that really makes me think about the battle spirit is Kara's one, I think, in the '90s, said something like, for every top 10 MC or rapper that's on the radio, I got a bar that would destroy his whole career.
Yo,
You know, so
KRS
like
One, the
that was
legend.
that battle mindset, right? So as a b-boy, it's like, yo, can I hang with these guys? Like these
Right,
top five dudes right now that are out there, can I put it on one of them, or can I keep up with one of them? You know, and
right.
that's kind of the challenge, I guess, and that's what keeps me pushing, and that's what keeps me wanting to stay active in this craft. You know, and yeah, I don't know. For me, it's just breaking's been it. And has been my avenue of everything in life. It gave me a lot of things, and yeah, I'm definitely humbled and honored to be able to still be able to do this and be able to be where I'm at and compete at the levels that I have. So I just enjoy the
Absolutely.
journey, just enjoying the process and the journey. Not here forever, not
Right.
gonna dance forever either. But while I still can, I might as well do it.
Yeah, 100%. That's lovely. There's a lot of b-boys watching right now who are tapping in.
Hmm.
Who are some new breakers that you feel like are kind of inspiring you? You're on the lookout for them, like they're really impressing you.
And there's so much talent. Honestly, it'd be hard to pinpoint specifics, because I always have to keep my eye out to see who's out there and just scout talent and just see who's dope. I mean, as a b-boy, and where I'm at now as well, it's like I like to see like new generations come up and elevate the game and take it to new levels, and push it
Yeah,
to higher levels. I mean, guys off the bat right now that I would say like that are younger
yeah.
or young. I mean, you got my crew member Peanut, you got my crew member Jose. I mean, you got this
Okay.
dude. You got the Style Invader kids from Belgium, Rob. Um, then you have Fleu from Canada. I mean, there's so many talented people out there. You got Lee from the Ruggeds, crazy. Um, yeah, there's a lot of talent out there, so it's hard to
For sure. There's
really
so
say like
much.
one specific.
There's so
Yeah,
much.
I can appreciate. I can be a fan of breaking still. That's the thing.
Yeah,
I think being a fan of it and appreciating people's talent and abilities is something that definitely teaches you as well, because you learn from people, you learn from different levels. So seeing young talent for me is like, damn, they took it there, or they're thinking of new ways to change old stuff that we used to do, or flipping the script on things. So it's just
for
dope to see.
sure. For sure, man. It's definitely evolved, especially when you started, like till now. Like it's
Yeah,
it's crazy, man.
yeah, it's wild.
The stuff that's happening is insane, bro. Now,
For real.
changing gears a little bit. I know you connected with the Boston homie, Lean
Hmm.
Rock. You
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
got a mix together. It's called Breakmatic Music Matters.
yeah.
Two-part question. What does Breakmatic mean, and how that connection with Lean happened?
Damn, all right. Well, Breakmatic to me is just like, inspired by Omatic, of course. To me is like a representation of the break, but you automatically like got to rock and it's like when you hear a break, you got to rock automatically, but it's like at the highest level. You got to be ill with it, you know. So it to me, that's what it represents, you know. Because Illmatic was like the iconic album in hip hop, one of the, to me probably the most iconic album. So Breakmatic is like a representation of the highest level of breaking. Like you got to just be ill with it.
Hell yeah.
And to me, that's what it means. And the connection with Lean, you know, I met Lean here in LA in 2004 at the summit. I had heard of the crew. I had met Pookie when he was even younger, like in 2002. And I had been seeing footage here and there. I would catch little snippets of them in those videos back in like the early 2000s. But I met Lean here in 04. And throughout time, we stayed, you know, seeing each other here and there at jams. And also Kid David from Renegades had like really connected with them heavy. And then we just would, you know, travel together, go abroad and just be chilling and just started vibing. And then he also got down with Squadron. So it was just like we became crew. So through that, we just been building throughout the years and staying in touch. And we were always somewhere.
That's dope, man.
In Korea, he'd be DJing in Korea, I'd be there battling. He'd be in Slovakia with me. He'd be, you know, touring all over the world.
Global, right.
Yeah, global.
That's ill, man. Shout out Lean Rock, bro.
Yeah.
So talk to me about Squadron. I heard, you know, through the grapevines, there's a park jam coming up called Styles No Jokin. Yeah. So what's that all about? Styles No Jokin. Tell me about it. Tell the people.
Man, yeah, well, you know, for everybody out there, Styles No Jokin is just something that we feel the scene is missing. And you know, Lean taking charge in that. He has a really good ear for music and DJs and knows how to just connect and bring two worlds together. So for us, it's about bringing these DJs that we feel are dope, that make you want to break when you hear them play, but they don't play at breaking events. You know, because when you go to breaking events, they have a certain group of DJs that are always there. But any hip hop DJ or any DJ that's in the craft, they love hip hop and they love breaking as well. So we want to involve those worlds and just bring that vibe to the scene where it's not necessarily strictly about the contest, even though we throw up one category in there for the scene to just get down. But it's about the environment. It's about that experience of just being in a park, getting down with no expectations of like, oh, we got to finish this tournament, guys. Like, you know, it's just music. It's all about the music. It's all about the music, the vibe, and just preserving something that to us is special in the culture that we feel has to be carried on. And if this is our way to, Styles No Joking is our way to share that with the community in today's generation.
Yo, that's dope. So let me recap. So you're saying that this event is going to be more so focused on DJs, but the DJs who don't necessarily DJ like breaking events. These are just like real DJs that you want to bring on to kind of get immersed in the B-boy culture.
Yeah.
In essence, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, it's also, I mean, they know about the scene.
They know about it, but like,
they just don't, you don't see them DJing that many events that often, or it's rare. I mean, we've had dudes come in that you would never even know would DJ an event. You know, we went to a few parties, heard them play, and it was like, yo, this is dope. Like, we should have them DJ an event, because that's gonna bring a vibe, and it's a different vibe than we're used to, right? But still, when these guys get on and spin, like the last time we had it, like people were into it, and it was like you saw the ciphers heat up, everything went raw. So it was just, you want to have that type of energy, and I think that's what today's generation lacks, right? And no disrespect, of course, I love, you know, it doesn't have to be done this way or anything, but in the past we would go to parties when there was a dope DJ. You would go to a club, you would get down in the club when the DJ would come on and he would play a certain set, and he might have some breaks, some hip hop, but it was that moment of raw energy where you would go there and you would just get down. And why did you get down? Because the music moved you and you were free to just get down. Guess what? No judges, no categories, no cameras, no lights. You might get into a cypher battle with some cat you never seen before, right? That was the raw essence of development. That was part of the scene where you just go and really like find yourself and enjoy music. And today, we go to jams, we sit there for 8 hours, we do the prelims, the contests, and then it's over, we're out. So, you know, to me, that's really what that whole thing is about, to bring that.
Dude, that's going to be dope. That.
Yeah.
What you guys got a date? When is that coming, or it's in the works?
It's in the works right now. I mean, we're usually do it in November. But I mean, we're definitely trying to set it up for this around the same time. So maybe we'll go for that. If not, we'll see. We'll see towards the end of the year, though, for sure.
For sure. Now, listen, man. On the low theory, We try to keep it short, sweet, and concise. I don't want to take up more of your time. I got one final question for you, and then you can kind of tell cats what you're doing. But again, for those who are unfamiliar, who are watching right now, I'm Freddie Lowe. I do this every single week with a special guest. And today, obviously, we got the veteran, the general, RoxRite joining us, to talk about, his journey, which has been incredible. Here's the final question, man.
Yeah.
People might get mad at you about these, but this is what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna name off some Nas albums. You gotta tell me which one you prefer, because Nas is also my favorite MC. All right,
Okay.
so here we go. We're gonna start off with these two albums. Nas, Magic, Magic was one of his recent ones that Hit Boy produced.
The last one.
Yep. Yeah. Magic or Nasir. Nasir was the one that Kanye produced entirely. Which one do you prefer?
I'm digging Magic more.
Okay. I'm also digging Magic more. I'm on you with that one, man. Yeah. I feel like Kanye didn't really give him like too many good beats. Yeah. Nas and Hit Boy, great team.
Combo.
Great team.
Yeah.
Oh, great combo, man. So okay. Next two. King's Disease 1 or King's Disease 2?
King's Disease 2.
Yeah, King's Disease 2 is crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. I don't know. I kind of overlooked it at first, and then when I just sat down and listened through the whole thing, I could just replay that album over and over and over.
Hell
and
yeah.
Hear it all the way through.
Absolutely. These two, I don't know what you're gonna say. And I'll remind you if you're unfamiliar, but Hip Hop is Dead. That's the album. Or Life is Good. Life is Good is the one where he had Khaleesi's dress on the cover. Remember, he was talking about the divorce and everything. Okay.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. If I was dead or that, I would say Life is Good. I just like the way the energy he carried for like the first half of the album. He just went back to straight raw as like spitting bars, and it just reminded me of some like 90s straight just lyrical content, like Queen Story, like all those. He just went off. Like it was just so dope to hear him flow like that again. So for me, Life is Good. I liked it more.
Listen, man, so far me and you are on the same exact page. So I agree. I definitely agree with it, man. No, for sure. Okay. We got two more groups here.
Yeah.
Stillmatic or Nostradamus?
Stillmatic.
All day.
All day, yeah, for sure. He fried up Jay-Z. I mean, what else do you want?
Whoa, where were you when you heard that Ether joint, bro?
I was in my homie's car. We were cruising in a lowrider in Northern California on a Saturday.
See, I know you can visualize. I know, because I know where I was at when I heard that song, man.
Exactly.
Crazy. Definitely. Yeah, that's an incredible album, man. Incredible.
Yeah, it is.
So many. And okay, so the last two, for those Nas fans that know, what would you pick? Illmatic or It Was Written?
I mean, Illmatic, but It Was Written to me was actually, I heard It Was Written first, because to me at that time, hip hop was still pretty new to me in terms of the music and that side of the scene, right? Because my whole first year I spent listening to nothing but electro funk because of breaking. So
right.
I completely disconnected from like the hip hop stuff that was going on for that whole 95, which is unfortunate because I missed a lot of dope stuff. So in 96, when I started getting back on my hip hop, that was the first album that I copped. And
I mean,
and
it's not a bad album to get into.
It's not a bad album, but it holds a special place because the song, I can't remember right now, but there's a song on there that Stretch produced. I can't remember right off the top of my head right now. I have to think about it more. But it's
what was he talking about? I'm trying to think.
The one that goes, I made it like that, I bought it like that.
Ooh, I made it like that, I bought it like that.
That song.
You whack MCs. Yeah.
Okay, so,
I forgot the name of that, but I know the song. Yep.
Yes. So that song, that's how I learned how to dance on beat.
Oh, really?
Like, that's the first song that made me follow the drum, because the drum was so.
Right. Yep.
it hit so hard that it was like, oh, that's what you're supposed to catch. Like, you know, obviously you're gonna read the in betweens, but that's like the impact part of the song when it's hitting so hard that when
Right.
you're doing your tops, like that's where you follow, like, you know. And I was what,
Oh,
13 years old, so that's why I say it's hard. Of course, Illmatic, but that's why that it was Wren is always so special to me, and I listened through that album for a long,
incredible.
long time. Yeah, yeah,
Incredible. I mean, I feel like a lot of people actually prefer it was written over Illmatic, man.
yeah.
They saw the growth. That album
Mm-hmm.
was also an album where he collabed with Dr. Dre. A lot of
Yeah,
people weren't at that, especially 96, right?
no, yeah,
People
yeah,
East Coast wasn't connecting with that West Coast.
for
So it
sure.
was crazy to see that. It was, you know what I mean? It's crazy to
Yeah,
see that.
definitely.
So you saw that on the album, and it was vivid, the storytelling. You know, what is
Yeah,
the song where everything's backwards?
I get. Yeah, there's
Uh,
I give
uh,
you powers in there
I
too. I
give you
give you power. He's
power,
a
right?
gun.
Where he's
Yeah,
a gun. Like, come on. Actually, yeah, I don't
yeah,
think the backwards track is on there. I might be mistaken, but I gave you powers
yeah,
on there.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
how do you, you're rapping in the third person as a gun? Like, come
yeah,
on,
yeah.
bro.
And it's dope because you like catch on to it, and it's obviously at that time. For nowadays, people are like whatever, but like
Right.
when you think at that time and you heard that, you were like, damn, this fool came through with that one, and everything, just the way he spit it, told the story was raw.
Incredible, man.
So yeah,
Super
yeah,
raw,
for sure.
super raw, bro. Yo, listen, man, that's the end of it. It was great chopping it up with you. If you ever have anything in the future lined up and you want to, jump back on, let's rock again.
Hmm.
But for those who are in here right now, if you want to say what up and tell everybody what you got going on and where they can follow you.
Yeah, I mean, you can catch me on RoxRite 95 here on IG. You can also just YouTube RoxRite. There I do a lot of vlogs, a lot of content, from battles to just behind the scenes of what it's like to be a b-boy. You can find me on Twitter, RoxRite, or just my website, roxriterepresents.com. And yeah, a lot of stuff's coming up, so keep an eye out. I'll be promoting some stuff soon.
Word, word. You heard it here. Make sure you guys are following him. Make sure you guys are following me to stay in tune every week, man. RoxRite. It was a pleasure, brother.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for having me. For
Absolutely,
sure.
bro. Take care,
Yeah,
man.
you too. Peace out,
Peace.
man. Peace,
Peace,
everybody.
bro.